What's up, ladies and gents? I'm finally bringing you another dedicated Payday Crime War video as we draw closer to its initial beta release next month. Whilst I will be talking about some of the new information we have regarding the game, I'm mainly making this video to remind everyone to sign up to the beta as it's now open for you to do so. It's going to be a tremendously important part of Pop Reach's development process over the coming months, so I think it's pivotal that as many of us as possible have our voices heard. Of course, this is a beta for a game that has soft launched once already back in 2019, but by all accounts, from a visual and gameplay standpoint, Pop Reach have made some sizable changes over the past 6 months, so much so, they want a round of player feedback before relaunching. I see this as a huge opportunity for us to shape core mechanics in the final product, so if you want to be involved, head on down to the description below and follow the link to the registration page. Whilst you're down there, you may also want to take a quick look at my video sponsor and long-term channel partner, Apex Gaming PCs. As you can see, I have a brand new shiny landing page showing off the full extent of my range, designed by me specifically to play the overly demanding Payday 2 and with an eye to Payday 3's impending launch. But back on topic, just to quickly walk you through the beta sign-up, do keep in mind it's going to be for Android users only, although the game is planned to launch on iOS as well early next year. This beta is only intended to test the functionality of the core PvP gameplay loop, how the game runs visually and network performance wise, as well as the general feel when controlling your character. I imagine they'll also be sweeping for bugs and imbalance, but importantly it will not be testing their monetization systems, progression, or newly announced PvE game mode, which will be of interest to many of us. None of your beta progression will be saved either, so it really is a test event. All you need to do to apply is give your email address and phone specs, alongside some information on your Payday playing history and mobile gaming habits so Pop Reach can pick out a wide demographic of players. Remember, registration closes on the 1st of December and the beta will be open to its first wave of testers on the 6th, so get your application in sooner rather than later. That said, why should you really care and be excited about this mobile game? Well, I and many others who have a leaning towards competitive rather than cooperative games have been clamouring for Payday PvP for years now. But the really wonderful thing about the direction Pop Reach are taking with Crime War is in the addition of co-op heists for fans of the standard Payday formula. I'm sure the game will live or die by the player versus player gameplay, but bringing back some modified classic heists on mobile is a huge pull for many of us. That's why I want to be in there testing and ironing out issues with the multiplayer so we get a much more rounded experience for all fans to enjoy. I truly think this is where Crime War can stand out in the mobile gaming market and hope that both modes are well integrated in terms of progression and accessibility, so it feels like a uniquely Payday experience. Without that, it runs the risk of being supremely generic, which is why I really love the way the promotion is focused on the uniqueness of the fan favourite characters, the return of Payday-themed multiplayer maps, and this mysterious new classic Payday 2 mode. Even if this just carries over the horde shooter elements of Payday, it'll still be a very welcome addition and a market differentiator. I do just want to touch on and speculate about a few features coming to the game, even though we'll know in greater detail in less than a month, because I'm a masochist. But I'm also someone who's been following this game closely enough to see where Pop Reach seems to be focusing their energy and making changes. First up, this game was a class-based shooter, and I see it still being that come launch. Different cops and heisters had different passives and actives, weapon pools, as well as armor and speed stats, which works really well, but does require careful balancing, and I see Pop Reach adding many other iconic characters to the roster sooner rather than later, which may complicate things. Teaser trailers such as this one may be recycling old trailer footage, but they're also focusing on many crew members outside the core 4, so expect to see them in-game. Maps also seem to be an area which they've worked on heavily. It'll be nice to play something that isn't the Diamond Store or 4 stores, but just looking at the layout of maps such as Bridge, based on the Green Bridge heist, as well as the new 4 stores design, it looks like a lot has been changed even from the prior release to make them more functional online shooter playgrounds. In particular, I see more cover, properly designed lines of sight, pathways through and around the map, as well as what looks to be a multi-layered design. This fills me with a lot of hope as an ex-competitive FPS addict. I also think they look pretty damn nice in these screenshots, which have clearly been taken in-game. I know it's not very clear that these are even multiplayer maps, as it just says classic contracts, but I'm imagining there will be a lot of overlap between those used for co-op and competitive. Also, it looks like we'll be getting more variety in terms of game modes and objectives, with a loot bag capture taking place here, which suggests the possibility of a capture the flag type mode. The original release of the game featured only a domination-styled game mode where the heisters had to drill up to 3 safes, which is undoubtedly returning, but I suspect characters will no longer be balanced solely around this mode. Here we also see heisters in a down state instead of being instantly sent to the respawn screen as they used to be. In terms of how the progression system will be altered, we have absolutely no idea. Originally it was set up so that rewards were locked behind dreaded mobile timers, which could be paid for and sped up, but at least no core gameplay features were locked behind a paywall, and it really seemed to be the definition of pay to save time and not pay to win. I think for a system like this to succeed though, you either need a really robust rank mode so people play for the fun and competition of it, or a detailed challenge system so there's always something additional to unlock. I'd really rather just be rewarded for playing normally, but know that this is relatively tame when it comes to mobile game monetization and time limits. Where I would say Pop Reach can go wild is in bringing unique weapon and heister skins, or even mask designs. Payday's always had a big emphasis on style, so making cosmetics the centerpiece of your money-making system would be a strong move that would keep the game from being labeled pay to win whilst earning from loyal fans who want to stand out. Smite nails this formula as another competitive online game, you just need to invest in your art team in particular. Remember, we won't be learning much about how progression works in Pop Reach's revised version of the game in the beta, so just enjoy it for what it is. I'm sure they know that getting it right is going to be core to the success and reputation of the game in the long run. Oh, and also, as the game is still licensed by Starbreeze, and it seems they're still quite involved and want to protect their IP, expect an absolutely banging soundtrack with favourites coming over from Payday 2. Overall, I'm really excited to be getting my hands on Crime War next month. It's shaping up well and seems to be moving in the right direction within the time frame that was originally discussed. It's pivotal that they get the gunplay right, not only for the competitive integrity, but also because that's going to be core across both modes of play, so get following that link and registered as a tester. Of course, this game's success is no longer integral to the likelihood of us getting Payday 3, that's happening no matter what, but it really would be fantastic if Crime War could introduce a whole new demographic to the joys of heisting and was able to capture that same feeling in its PvE mode as Payday 2 does. If it does all that, whilst avoiding predatory monetization, and can create the blueprint for a successful PvP design, the Payday franchise will be on Cloud 9 heading into Payday 3's launch. Here's hoping they get it spot on. As ever, thank you very much to my Mean Infamy patrons and above. If you want to join that infamous club to see yourself in the credits or get early exclusive access to my videos, including the story videos, check out my Patreon link below. Remember the Discord is open to all if you crave some more Payday discussion. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you all very soon for the next one.